Now we're live.
Now, again,
Yeah.
hello everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Arduino EDUvision Season 4, Episode 4.
Wow, already four.
Yep.
So today we will talk about IoT and also we'll show you an IoT project.
Yep. And if you didn't know, my name is Melissa, and here with me,
Roxana, and we are from Arduino Education.
yeah. And today we're live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Crowdcast.
Yes. And also remember that if you're watching from Facebook, click on the hit button, and then from YouTube, our heart. And if you are watching from LinkedIn, light bulb.
Yeah.
It's weird, right? What is the light bulb thing? But exactly.
Yeah.
Just click
or
on that.
whatever emoji you feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
But how are you doing? We would like to know. We would like to know where you're from. If you're an educator, student, have you built any Arduino projects? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah, we already have some comments from Tunisia. That's cool, right?
Nice. I don't think, have we had anyone from Tunisia before?
No. Oh,
Not
Anibot
sure.
is here.
Nice. Anibot, we had a project from Anibot last season.
Exactly.
Great that you're here
Welcome
again.
back. And also Natalie from Canada, of course.
Nice.
She's a regular too. Hello, Natalie. Yeah, keep saying hi
Yeah.
on the chat.
We
Nice.
will bring them up.
Exactly.
But today we have many things to talk
Oh,
about,
yes.
and we will start talking about podcasts.
Yes.
Yeah, because September 30th we celebrate International Podcast Day.
Exactly. So, do you listen to podcasts? We ask you on social media, right? What are your favorite podcasts? If you didn't answer yet, let us know also on the chat what is your favorite podcast. Besides, of course, our EduVision podcast, of course. What is your second favorite podcast?
Exactly.
Let us know on the chat.
Yeah, or if you have in general some topics that you're interested to listen to, if you don't have maybe a favorite podcast, but you have a favorite topic, or if you're looking for education podcasts or science or sports, we would like to know.
Exactly.
And of course, if you have listened to EduVision podcast, what did you like? What was your favorite episode? So
Exactly.
all that you can tell us in the
yes,
chat.
let us know. Let us know on the chat. And then our special guest, an IoT expert from Canada, will tell us more about the innovative IoT program he is teaching.
Yeah. And we will show you a really cute IoT project as well.
Yes.
I don't know if the project is that cute, but the people using it are really cute.
For
Or
sure.
people.
Exactly. The users. So people, those who have pets,
Yeah.
won't like to miss that. And if you want to build your own, we will have a discount for the materials needed. So stay tuned.
Yes. And remember that we have our dedicated website where you can read articles, tutorials, and see all the previous EduVision seasons. So
Yeah,
here,
exactly.
our EduVision site.
Mm-hmm.
Here you can find the episode. You can sign up for the episode. You can also sign up for the coming episodes, share your project, see all the previous ones, tutorials, and all the interviews and articles.
Exactly. Everything, like we always say, everything is in one place, so it's very easy to find all the content there.
Yeah.
And you also can find our EduVision podcast there. We have 4 episodes available. And also you can find it all the episodes on Spotify and Anchor too.
Yeah, Anchor has all the links, so all the different audio platforms that you want to use, you can find from Anchor. And you can find the link to Anchor from our chat.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty easy. If you go to Anchor and look for Arduino, you find it.
Yeah, for sure. And talking about podcast, what if we start talking about why they are becoming a great tool for education? So podcasts are very effective, are portable, and are convenient way to deliver content. So you can listen wherever you are, whatever you're doing. So
Yeah.
that is great.
Yeah, they're perfect for multitasking. For
Exactly.
example, if you're cleaning or going somewhere, going to school,
Yeah.
while you're going there, you can listen to podcast. I think I was maybe 10 years ago, it was like my own podcast that I sometimes read the different books that we have for school. and then I listen
That's
them
nice.
on my way, so that I can remember better what was the topic.
Exactly. That's a very good thing that podcasts have.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
podcasts, they have made their way into education sector too. There are a lot of different educators who are doing their podcast and sharing their knowledge. And there are many podcasts dedicated to various subjects and topics for students to listen and learn from 24/7.
Yeah, exactly. And as Alexander said, even when you're soldering, you can listen to podcasts.
That's
Exactly.
a perfect
Whatever
example.
you're doing.
Exactly.
And also learning through listen, like Melissa was saying, is especially beneficial to students with additional needs. So podcasts could remove a significant barrier to learning for millions of students. So it's very cool.
Yeah, and as all of you know, our EDUvision podcast is about education and education technologies. We have always a different guest. We aim to expand your knowledge by listening to experts in the field. And why not to inspire you to start your own podcast and share it with your students?
Exactly.
If you have a podcast, please let us know.
Yeah, exactly. We can show a clip here. That would be cool. And also another trendy topic is IoT. We already have millions of seamlessly connected objects. And by 2023, there will be 3 times more network devices on Earth than humans. So imagine that, right?
Yep. Imagine the potential in the field and how students can benefit from learning this technology.
Exactly. And to learn more about this, we have invited André Roussel, an IoT teacher, to join EDUvision.
André teaches the Internet of Things course at the Collège Communautaire de Nouveau-Brunswick. In fact, he collaborated with the development of this new program.
Yeah, exactly. And he's going to tell us what also on the interview, he will going to share what was his first project with Arduino, what is IoT, and what kind of IoT products the students are building with Arduino, and what skills they are learning.
So tune in. Let's welcome André Roussel.
How did you start using Arduino? How was your experience? How did you know about Arduino?
Through probably one of the articles or magazine I read. It really started, and this might sound a bit strange to some of your audience, but in northern New Brunswick, there's a lot of hunters. They hunt. So the idea is a lot of people have big meat coolers, like butchers, but some have them personal meat coolers. So I happen to be working and building one with some family, and I'm going, okay, so I'm gonna have a lot of meat that I have to keep cool. I'm not gonna get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to go check the temperature. So that's where I went, there must be a way. So I started looking up and I'm seeing, okay, I can't put my laptop in there. And that was around 2013, 2014. That's where, oh, wow, look at this. Arduinos, Raspberry Pis. Man, those are cool. What can I do with those? Can I use them? So that was one of my first projects, was just basically monitor temperature and humidity because of the culture or where I'm at. So and actually that was one of the student projects work term last spring. We've got this local butcher that does sausage. And he wanted a system to be able to monitor. He has, by law, he's required to have solid state temperature gauges on his fridges. But then we offered him, do you want an email at 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock that tells you exactly the temperatures you had? You want an alarm when your fridge goes above 4 degrees Celsius? So yeah, he said, come on in. So the students had 7 fridges, built him the Arduino connected to Wi-Fi, and he has emails about his temperatures. He has SMS text if temperature is above a certain limit, and all his data is archived. So it's kind of funny. I worked on that a few years ago, and then now the students are building more complex system, and more easily, if you want, for businesses in the area. So that's how I got started using Arduinos and having fun with them.
You wanted to solve a problem, so
Yeah, always. If it doesn't solve a problem, I won't be there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I would say that's not that common story.
For sure.
Yeah.
But very interesting one.
Oh, yeah, about a meat cooler. Yeah, sorry. We can cut that one out if you want. I'll think of something
No.
else.
That's
No.
really
It's a
cool.
very interesting, like to find out different ways people start using technology, and in this case, like Arduino. Yeah, it's a very interesting story. Good.
Yeah, and now I've got them all over the house, so it's, I use them in many places.
You mentioned the students were doing this for a school project. Was it part of the IoT program?
Yes, one of the things we have at the end of the program, we at the start of May, basically May and the first 2 weeks of June, they have a 6-week work term. Like they go and we find different companies, industries that want to try something, that want to have them. So they go and work for that company. So that's one of the things that happened. Because of the pandemic, we had to readjust. So they were actually kind of better placed because they had the full lab to them. So they had all their Arduinos, all the sensors and everything. So they had everything accessible because they stayed in school, but worked with, I had 3 different businesses. So they paired up and went to the 3 different businesses and worked there. So that's part of the program. We're training them, and at the end, go. Let's see what you can do. So it's part of the program.
Nice.
Yeah, and talking about this program that you helped develop, before we go more into detail, could you please explain our audience what is Internet of Things? Because we have heard about IoT, but could you please tell us briefly what it is?
Yeah, Google Internet of Things. All right. So basically, it's objects. It's little things out there. It's little electronic components that will gather things like temperature, humidity, just gather data. We'll then transfer those pieces of information to other objects. They're connected wirelessly, so they use the internet. That information is then, that data, if you want, is then transformed into information. One of the example that everybody uses and we don't think about, I could ask your audience to raise your hand. How many people actually go see a weather forecast every day? How many people have a weather forecast application on their phone? Well, all the raw data is collected automatically out there. You don't have somebody with a good old pad and pen and paper that's walking around and checking, okay, this is 22 degrees, and then comes back an hour after 23. Yeah, that used to be done like that in the 90s, early 2000s. But now, most of that is automated. You've got microcontrollers, you've got mini computers that are just grabbing that information, connecting to the internet, giving it to if you want, in the cloud, to a bigger computer, bigger processing power. That is transformed. There's models are run, all that temperature, humidity information, barometric pressure information is transformed in your daily weather forecast. The other example I like to give is, this is my little kind of smartwatch. It's a GPS watch. I like biking. So I start on my bike, click, turn it on, start pedaling. It gives me speed. It will give me distance. It will give me average speed, but that's about it. Mind you, there's more processing power in this watch than there was in my computer in 1984. But that's all the watch gives me. But with my Accord, like I gave it permission, connects through my phone to the internet, goes up to the cloud, and then gets transferred into something where I can actually pop up a map of where I've been. How high did I go? How fast was I? What was my fastest 5 kilometer? No way my watch can do that. But all that computing power available in the cloud can actually do that. So that's an example. And then it helps me make decisions. Do I want to go up that hill again? Or do I prefer going down that hill? But it also goes and connects further. It does connect with okay, you did this. This is the average speed you had. these were the temperature conditions. How hot was it? How humid was it? But it also becomes a bit social, because then I can share my ride with all my friends. And I can see where my friends went and go, ooh, that's a nice place. I want to go ride there. So this is part of and parcel. Maybe they're examples, but this is what the Internet of Things can do for you. So it's all about convenience, yes. It's all about information. Sometimes it's serious information for serious decisions. Am I going to do this to my process? Am I going to change my production line to produce this or that? Or do I change different components? Sometimes it's just for the fun of it. I'm not a pro cyclist. I'm just somebody who enjoys cycling. So you'll see it industry, you'll see it used personally. Most of us use the Internet of Things and we don't know about it. Most people don't even realize they're using the Internet of Things. So
True.
hope it kind of answers a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah. And like we said, you've been now part of developing an IoT program for the school that you're working. Could you explain us briefly, what is this program about? Who is it for? How long does it take? What does it include?
This is actually, it's quite a new program. We're only teaching our second wave of students. And basically, it's designed as a program to help the graduates enter business, be part of teams that are working around processes, be part of teams that are trying to solve an issue, gather data, and everything like that. It's to use all the abilities or the abilities that the students have developed in order to help the business go further, faster. Most of our students will be part of teams. We've got one student that's actually working for an innovation center and is helping demonstrate the capabilities of different sensors, actuators, the Internet of Things for small businesses. And this is what's interesting about the Internet of Things. We've always had PLCs, like process control, major process control. We've always had those. But with the Internet of Things and the low cost, small size, rapid prototyping, it's really interesting for a small business that cannot afford those thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of high-end process control systems to be able actually to get some pieces of data for a couple of $100s and help them improve. So this is kind of the more unique niche of specific solutions for a specific problem. So that's a little bit where some of our students are winding up.
So what would you say, or what do you think there are the skills, or what teachers need to have to start teaching IoT?
Try it. Just do it. There's, and this is what I find amazing. You've got amazing people out there that will share labs, projects, everything is available out there. You've got built-in kits. You've got, again, you've got an Explore IoT kit that's absolutely amazing. It comes out of the box and you've got, I think it's 8 labs or 10 labs, Arduino Education online. Just try it, but start small. And try to attach it. Again, it comes back to solving an everyday problem. Even if it's just asking to have a switch, your light switch that you can control with your phone. When you're giving a presentation in class, you press the button, the switch, the lights dim in your classroom. So it's all those little projects that eventually will get people interested, and you'll get, you won't get maybe 25, depending on where you're at. I mean, if you're talking about primary school, secondary school, or something like that, you might not get all the students interested, but you might get 1 or 2, and they are going to do amazing things. I mean, I'm just waiting for some of these kids to grow up and just literally blow me away. Like, wow, okay, you've done this. So start small. There's resources out there, and yeah, talking about resources, ask. take a look at if you're a teacher at the primary, secondary levels, just go ask your local college or your local university. I'm pretty sure that you're going to get people that are going to be happy to go give a little workshop.
Thank you so much, Andre. This was a great chat, great conversation. We learned a lot, and thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you. We're looking forward to hear more from the program later on and see some projects from this year's students.
For sure.
Well, I'll send you an email or I'll send you a link when the new batch of projects starts rolling in. I'll make sure to put you on the mailing list.
That would be great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Andre. And if you want to know more about Andre, you want to hear more of his thoughts and learn more about his IoT program, you can listen to full interview with Andre on our EDUvision podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And we can actually listen a short clip from the podcast.
As I say, some of the students come and, could we have that component or that sensor? Of course, here, go play. So the more they're playing with it, the more they're learning. So that's what we try to do.
Nice. Remember that you can find the link to the podcast from the chat, also from our EDUvision site, or go to Anchor or Spotify and search for Arduino EDUvision. And also from our EDUvision site, you can find a link to an article about André, All Things Automated, the Development and Future of the IoT, an interview with André Roussel.
Yes. And remember that on our EDUvision site, you can also share your own project. So you can submit your project, Arduino project, and we're going to present some of them here in our live. Last week, we saw Akil's project about for the COVID detector.
Exactly.
This week, we won't have any audience project, but hopefully next week, some of you,
You need to show something. Like now, we're going to share with you some ideas so you can next week submit your own projects. So.
Yeah. And there was actually a question, I think, was it Anibot who asked if we're going to have a Halloween special? And of course, we're going to have a Halloween special.
Yes.
What kind of question is that?
So you can also get getting started, like trying some ideas to show that project for Halloween.
Exactly. So now is the time. If you want to submit a Halloween project, you have still a few weeks. So let's get started.
Yeah.
And to do that, to submit the project, you can find the link from the chat, or you can visit our EDUvision site.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. I'm waiting for next week to see if we have something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also, do you remember that last EDUvision season we had a couple of episodes where we talk about the Arduino Science Journal app? Yeah.
Yeah, we danced a bit.
Exactly. And we also measure our heart rates with the app.
Yeah.
So the Arduino Science Journal is a mobile application that allows anyone to conduct scientific experiments by measuring the surrounding world with sensors, documenting and comparing data, developing and validating hypotheses, and taking notes.
Yeah, and we have a short clip that we would like to show.
Yes.
With some news. And we've almost reached 1 million downloads of the Arduino Science Journal.
Cool.
And to celebrate, you can share your ideas, experiments, pictures, and videos using the hashtag #MyScienceJournal. And we'll share them too. So maybe next week we're going to see some Science Journal projects
exactly.
here.
It's very easy, available for Android and iOS. Just download it to your phone, tablet, and thanks a million.
Yep. It's time for today's project from our colleague.
Yes.
Let's invite Anton. I'm gonna move my microphone.
Let's bring Anton.
Hello guys, hello everyone.
Hello.
So yeah, today I will show you a very crude, basic IoT pet feeder prototype to show you some of the features of the Arduino IoT Cloud. And for this project, I used the Arduino Maker Wi-Fi 1010, which is included in the Explore IoT Kit. And yeah, so what have I done then? I connected a servo motor to the Arduino board, and I can trigger that motor by using the Arduino IoT Cloud. And when the motor is triggered, it will distribute cat food. So let's take a look of what it looks like in action.
Nice.
You can see there my cat is not really interested, but let's see when we put some food in that, see what they will do. Of course, he doesn't eat when it actually works, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So we can take a look at the dashboard of this project.
Yes.
Let's see if we can pull it up. So yeah, you can see on the dashboard I have three widgets: a button, a on and off indicator, and a graph. So actually, Melissa just triggered it here. Press it again, see? Yeah, so you can actually trigger it. And we can also use the phone, which has the same widget. You can use the app, the Arduino IoT remote app.
The remote IoT app, exactly.
So you can see if I actually press it here, then it will trigger the dashboard on the browser as well. It's pretty cool, right?
Nice.
And
It is.
yeah, you can start building your own project with it. It's pretty easy actually.
Yeah.
It makes IoT easy to use.
Yeah, and it's very convenient because you can take with you wherever you are. You can feed your cat if you are not at home.
Exactly.
And also, what is really interesting is you can also build like a pet feeder with or print it using a 3D printer.
Exactly. So yeah, this project built it very quickly. But if you want to expand on it, then you can create the 3D model and print it out yourself, and then you can make it look a bit prettier than this one.
Exactly.
But, yeah, but it's really easy to get started with it. So go crazy on the IoT cloud.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for having
Anton.
me. Thank you so much.
Nice. It's a really cute project. So you can see what you can do with IoT, the hardware and also the software, the IoT. It's very cool. It's very easy to use, and you can do a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, and it's pretty fast to prototype. I don't think it took that long time for Anton to just get started. Like creating the dashboard is a few minutes, and then having this cardboard prototype where you can test your idea. And if it works, like we see it, like, okay, first time the food went everywhere. Next time it actually hit the cup. That was the time that the cat didn't want it. So maybe it's better the other way around. But still, you can easily prototype, and then you said, then you can make it beautiful afterwards.
Of course. So.
And if you're interested, we have the discount code for Explore IoT Kit.
It's 15% until the end of this week, Sunday, 3rd of October. We have that discount of the Explore IoT Kit. So you can see the discount when you visit the digital store.
Yeah. So if you go to store.arduino.cc, you can find the discount there.
Yeah, it's very cool. You can do great things with that.
Exactly. You can get started with your IoT projects.
Yep.
And you might have noticed that the name for today's show was Universal Access to Information. And from our EDUvision site, you can find an article about why universal access to information is important.
Exactly. On September 28, it marks UNESCO's International Day for Universal Access to Information, which is something that Arduino as an open source platform strongly believes in and would like to bring attention to.
As stated by the United Nations, information is power. And universal access to information is a cornerstone of healthy and inclusive knowledge societies. It means that everyone has the right to seek, receive, and impart information. This right is an integral part of the right to freedom of expression.
Exactly. And without access to information, it's unlikely that we would even have internet now or many other essential resources that allow us to live our everyday lives.
Yeah, and like here in EDUvision, we really want to share information. We want to bring different guests to our show to spread their knowledge. And also why we do this live every Thursday is to have the conversation with all of you watching this. So we really hope that you use the chat to tell us what you think, what are your opinion about IoT, what are the tools that you're using, how you're using Arduino.
Exactly. Like sharing the projects too. So that's also another great idea to share knowledge and information by you submitting your project. So
Exactly.
Mhm.
But that's it for today's episode. We
so
had a lot of
fast.
yes, we had a lot of great comments. There were questions,
Yes.
and a lot of them comments. How to, you all know now how to submit your project. So please
Exactly.
do that.
So join us live next week on Thursday, October 7 at 5 p.m. Central European Summer Time to celebrate the World Space Week with not one, but two guests.
Yes, we are going to have Matt Scott, secondary STEM coordinator, and Andrew O'Brien, STEM curriculum advisor from New South Wales Department of Education, Australia.
Yes, we will talk about CubeSats. So
Yes.
don't miss that episode. See you, all of you, next week.
Next week. Bye.
Adios.